Sports are generally liked by everyone, especially kids. However, it may harm them in many ways. Kids can be easily injured and deviated from their study. However, kids love to go outside and play sports or games with their friends. If we have a look on the history, we see that sports are given much importance from the ancient time. In the modern time, growing popularity of other entertainment things like video games, television, etc. are decreasing the demand of sports and games in the life. However, it is also true that sports and games are treated by the many countries as cultural activities, so we can say that the trend of games and sports can never finish in the future.
World Cup, formerly FIFA World Cup, in football, soccer, tournament that determines the sport's world champion. The first competition for the cup was organized in 1930 by the Federation Internacional de Football Association, FIFA, and was won by Uruguay. Held every 4 years since that time, except during World War II. The competition consists of international sectional tournaments leading to a final elimination event, made up of 32 national teams. Unlike Olympic football, World Cup teams are not limited to players of a certain age or amateur status, so the competition serves more nearly as a contest between the world's best players. Referees are selected from lists that are submitted by all the national associations. The Trophy Cup awarded from 1930 to 1970 was the Jules Rimet Trophy, named for the Frenchman who proposed the tournament. This cup was permanently awarded in 1970 to then three-time winner Brazil, 1958, 1962, and 1970, and a new trophy called the FIFA World Cup was put up for competition. The World Cup is an international soccer tournament contested by senior men's national teams from various countries. It is one of the most popular international sporting competitions, and over 3 billion people tuned in to watch the 2014 tournament. Fans travel from all over the world to follow their favorite teams as they compete against some of the most talented players in soccer. The World Cup is made up of teams from 6 different continental zones: Africa, Asia, Europe, North and Central America and the Caribbean, Oceania, and South America. The World Cup, the most prestigious soccer tournament in the world, is played every 4 years. The schedule allows time for the qualification tournaments and playoffs to take place, for the 32 national teams to play off in the month-long tournament. The first World Cup took place back in 1930 and was proposed by Jules Rimet, who wanted to create an international competition between men's football teams. The tournament consisted of 13 invited teams and took place in Uruguay, who also won the tournament. The 4-year gap between each World Cup tournament allows time for the qualification fixtures to be played. While many of us would love to see the World Cup happen every year, I'm sure we can all agree it's too big of an event and too special to be rushed. The World Cup has been played every 4 years since its inaugural tournament in Uruguay in 1930, and played every 4 years since, except in 1942 and 1946 when it was not held because of World War II. In 2018, for the first time in the history of the World Cup, all 211 member nations entered the qualification process for the World Cup, with Russia automatically qualifying as the host country. The remaining 210 nations competed for the remaining 31 places during 872 matches. There have been a total of 22 World Cups. The first was in 1930 and the most recent in 2022, which occurred in Qatar. Brazil has won the most World Cups with 5. Italy and Germany are close behind with 4 each. Countries who are interested in hosting the World Cup must first submit an application, in which they must outline why they would be the perfect location and include their plans for stadiums, transport and accommodation for soccer fans. The host country has minimum expectations to meet to qualify, and if they meet them, a vote is then cast to determine the next host. The tournament will take place across a number of cities in USA, Canada, and Mexico. The 2026 World Cup will also see the number of teams in the tournament increase from 32 to 48.